We should be, we are in fact live now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to, what are we, number 47. Hangout number 47 here in MyPayingAds, MyPayingCrytoAds. So that's coming up to 52 weeks. That's almost a year we've been going. And we've got a fantastic panel tonight. And tonight's theme is, because I live in Brisbane in Australia, we have a number of New Zealanders in our MPA group as well. The theme is the Anzac Day tomorrow, which is always April the 25th. And it's all about the Anzac spirit in New Zealand and Australia, and what that means individually to our panelists, and how that spurs them on, how it gives them comfort and determination maybe about their journey online now. And we're all from different backgrounds, which is a great thing living in Australia. So it's great to have everybody on tonight and to have a chat about their thoughts. So just want to introduce, we've got a few new people on the panel as well, which is great. So first off, I'll just introduce you to the first man. Well, my name's Keithy Broom. I live in Brisbane. I've been with MPA for nearly 2 years. Not quite, but maybe 20 months, which is feels like a long, long time, but it's been sensational and it's only getting better and better. Man on my left, or not sure how that pans out with you guys, is Alan. Alan down here in the Gold Coast of Australia. Just unmute your mic, Alan, and say good day and tell the folks just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, Doc, can you hear me now?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, clear. Okay, as you said, my name is Alan Culp. I've been in Australia now for 45 years. I came out from the UK. I've been in sales, basically. I started off as a diesel mechanic and then went into sales in 1984 and been in sales ever since. Anzac spirit, mate, I suppose at my age, what it means is opportunities. And I think Australia has given me more opportunities than what I could ever have in the UK, in the sense of the attitude of the Australian people is, if you can do.
I think we just lost Alan a bit there with his signal. So what I'll do, I'll just mute Alan. We just lost your signal, Alan. So I'll move on to Ivan. Now Ivan's in the western part of Brisbane. So I'll get back to you, Alan. Just a quick introduction, Ivan. How you found MPA, how long you've been in. We'll talk about the Anzac spirit as we go along. But just introduce yourself to everybody. Good to see you again, mate. Good to see you.
Thank you, Keith. You're also breaking up quite a bit. I've been with MPA for probably a good year and a half. Keith introduced me to MPA. To be honest, I have not been working the way I should be working with MPA, hence I have not made as much progress as I would have liked to. But MPA has been good to me. I have withdrawn quite a bit of money and I'm still going relatively strongly. I've been in Australia now for 11 years as a tradesman mostly, and a bit of condition monitoring, and currently working on a mine and enjoying the MPA interaction and well, obviously the idea of one day quitting working in the mines. Thank you.
Well, that's a hard job, working in the mines, mate. So my heart goes out to you, mate. The daily, well, the work you do underground as well, because I know you work underground. That's unbelievable, the workload you go through. Could you just mute your microphone for us? And Judy, we'll go to Judy. Just a quick introduction to yourself, Judy. Let everyone know how you found MPA, how long you've been with the company.
I joined MPA in August last year. I'm part of the Lanicky team. Lanicky and I do a lot of things together. So we're part of the Terrible Two, I suppose. And it's the best thing I ever did. We're having a really, really good time with MPA. We trust it and absolutely love it. And I also am part of MPCA as well. So hoping we've got a few hiccups in our household with a ill husband, but I'm working through it slowly and still getting to where I want to be. So it's really absolutely awesome. I've got a lot of faith in the company. Fantastic.
Great. Thanks, Judy. Thank you very much. Next bloke, he's changed into his Sunday best. That's NG Gavin over in Thailand. Now, you're only, NG, you've been there, what, about 6 months or 7 months, something like that. But you originally were living in Brisbane here, so I guess there's that Australian tie to yourself, even though you've jumped in the rowboat and headed offshore to Thailand to live. How long you been there now, mate?
Yeah, I've been almost a year. I left 7th of April.
Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, it's the 24th of April, so it's a 1 year anniversary for you. That's gone quick, mate, isn't it? 1 year in Thailand.
Yeah, mate. I remember having a coffee with you, and then 2 weeks later, I was on the plane. So I'd pull the pin, and I was only at I think late 300s in the ad packs and MPA, and I hadn't started MPCA, so obviously. So you know, it's worked out.
Sure has, mate. Oh, we'll want to talk about the Anzac spirit. You've got plenty of it, mate. So thanks very much, and well done for your achievements in 12 months. And that's a bit of a guideline. If you put your head down, your bum up, 12 months can change everything for you. So well done, mate. Now, a new guy on the block is young Paul. He's in Brisbane. Just give everybody an introduction to yourself, Paul, and let them know how you found MPA and what your thoughts so far. You haven't been in a little while, I know, so tell us all about it.
Thanks, Keithy. Yeah, as Keith said, my name's Paul. I'm also in Brisbane. So a little bit about myself. I'm a family man. I've got 2 kids. So first and foremost, I guess with MPA, what I'm looking for is a better quality for the upbringing of my children. I've been involved probably 2 or 3 months, having a little bit of a play, have seen what it can do. So I've sort of rolled up my sleeves, and I've just recently dumped a fair bit of savings in there. So yeah, I'm just building and getting more involved now that I can see what it can do.
All right, awesome, mate. Good to hear. Family man and looking for other opportunities with your family in mind. So that's another driving force for different people. So well done, mate. We'll chat about your Aussie spirit and your Anzac spirit very shortly. And last but not least, Paul Weeks on the end with his special Uday signature T-shirt on. Paul Weeks on the Gold Coast. That's right, mate. The MyPayingAds. Did you pinch that off Uday in Singapore? Did you?
I certainly did. I gave him a Singapore sling for it.
Oh, did you? All right. Now, you've been in a long time. You're probably the longest person in on the panel tonight. When did you start in MPA?
Mature age student, 23 months ago in MPA. So, yeah, I've been from pretty well from day one, and I've enjoyed the ride and continue to enjoy the ride. I love everybody that, and every day is a different day, and just get up every day and just tell everybody to advertise and get paid.
Yeah.
MPCA, that is absolutely a mine. That's absolutely mind-boggling. Bitcoin and MPCA, it's just a whole new field. What Uday has done for us is just amazing. Zach's done for us is amazing, we know, but Uday, he's up there with the best.
Yeah, there's no question. And I guess when we had the opportunity to meet him in Singapore, that really cemented the feelings we had from speaking to him in the Hangouts that we're doing and message back and forth. Now, I'll continue with you, Paul, and I'll go back down the list. you've lived in Australia all your life. The Anzac spirit, which we'll experience tomorrow, is a pretty big day in Australia and New Zealand, as far as the remembrance of all the people who fought for the freedom of both countries. Now, Australia's termed down under. New Zealand's even further. It's like down under. So we're a little way away from everybody else. Do you think that we have an advantage for being away from everyone else? We've created our own style of thinking and living and attitude because we're further away, and what we've had to contribute over the years, or just the spirit of the two countries is very similar? What's your thoughts on that, and how does that help you as you go about getting up in the morning?
Now, I think probably what you see tomorrow I follow the NRL, the rugby league, and between the New Zealand and Australia, it all comes together on this one day. We're together. New Zealand and Australia just fought together. We play football together. We go everywhere together. So, and we have a lot here on the Gold Coast that are New Zealanders. So the spirit here is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. How does that affect you in your business? Because you're Australian, you've got that spirit behind you that drives you, or you're just that sort of person anyway, or the environment you've been brought up with?
Yeah, I was brought up. My father was in the Second World War. I lost my father 36 years ago. I've got 3 other brothers, and we got together virtually every week. We were a good family knit group. And he was a good man. He was lost in the war. It wasn't a prisoner of war, but he was missing in action. And he was found in Malaysia, and they brought him home, but he was nowhere the man that he went away when he came back home. He was a different person altogether. The war. They never did, but he lived for many years thereafter, and we enjoyed having him around. And many people in Australia went through the same. My mother and a lot of other people went through the same situation. We just never knew what the problems they had in the war and what they experienced.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess the gratitude comes, and it's a big day tomorrow for that. It's the gratitude of what everyone's done before that allows us to do what we can do today. The freedom of what we have in Australia and New Zealand. But the opportunities that are, like Alan said before, the opportunities here, the way the country has evolved over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the attitude it's open to what you can make of yourself, It's and I guess that's that fighting Anzac spirit, the never say die, never give up attitude, I guess. Paul over in Wynnum there, you're a little bit younger than Paul in the Gold Coast, a lot younger, and a family man. What's your thoughts on Anzac Day and how that affects the way you go about, your business? Obviously, you're a family man, but now your determination's coming through the way you said that you want to look at MPA to change something in your life. How does that affect you, mate?
Look, I can really only build on what others have said, because everyone's pretty much summed it up really well. What we've got here, in Australia and even New Zealand, is a very good thing. And like I think we do what we do the best. If you look at all the small communities, how we build together and everyone lifts each other up, that's a really good thing. And look, I got to put it out there too. I'm a NRL supporter too, and I think it's great what the NRL gets behind and supports the cause.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Now, NG, you spent most of your life in Australia, except for the last 12 months. So obviously that shaped the way you are and the way you think and the way you act. Just on reflection now, you've made the decision to go to another country. Obviously that spirit's still with you, mate, as I know only too well. What's your thoughts on the Anzac sort of thing we're going to go through tomorrow?
Yeah, well, mate, I came to Australia in when I was I think I was like 10 years old, so I was still you know, a kid, and my family migrated from Papua New Guinea, so that's where I was originally born. But you know, growing up in Australia and then doing high school in Australia, you know, I got to meet a lot of different people from different nationalities, and then obviously there was a lot of, you know, cuzzy bros come over from New Zealand, so the bond was always there. But even when you see in the marches, Australia had a big involvement in Papua New Guinea, and they had the help of the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels, which was basically, you know, the local people to fight the Japanese off at the time. So there's a close bond there with Papua New Guinea and Australia, and also with a lot of you know, Kiwis having fought with Australia in Papua New Guinea as well. So there's a close bond, and we, you know, growing up, I got to experience a lot of that. And then now moving to Thailand, you reflect on the past and on where you grew up, and you don't take anything for granted, because it's certainly a different lifestyle here. And I would say that the Thai people are very entrepreneurial, because, you know, they don't have social security here. So if you don't find a means to earn some money, then you're going to starve. So they're very entrepreneurial here. But definitely looking at Australia, it is the lucky country, I can tell you that. So, you know, we're very fortunate, and every day I wake up, I'm you know, as you know, Keithy, you know, I'm just over the moon. Wake up, I don't need to get pumped up. I'm just pumped up as it is. I wake up and there's an opportunity there to grow MPA, grow MPCA even further to what it is. And it's fantastic, because I take the experiences in the past, grow the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unlimited opportunity, and that's if you got that instilled in each, or the opportunities you've seen that, then it's a motivating factor, and it really can't stop you, really. As you say, you wake up and you just get going. And everyone on the panel's the same, and that's why you're on the panel, because I've met you all, except for Paul face to face. And next lady along, she's a mover and a shaker, and she just non-stop energy as well, Judy. How's the Anzac spirit help you? I know you're in your business, MPA and MPCA. You and Lanicky are just full on energy all the time, which is great when we go to our meetings and coffee hangouts. How's the life in Australia affected you? Obviously in a positive way, but how does it make you feel when tomorrow comes around, Anzac Day?
My dad was World War II. My grandfather was World War I. They didn't talk very much about it, but they did talk about the camaraderie from between New Zealand and Australia. My dad just thought they were amazing people. They all worked together side by side. They had the same aims and the same goals. And we've got plenty to say thank you to those people who were fighting for our country. And it's made us what we are. It's made us grow. Dad ended up in New Guinea in the end, before the war finished. And the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels, he said, were just the most powerful, beautiful people. It was amazing. But all that stuff comes back through to us. And it just makes us respect what they did for us. My husband was part of in that national service also, so there's a fair bit of it inside in us as well. Yeah. And we have always gone to Anzac Day early in the morning. Of course, last year and this year has been a bit impossible. It's not going to happen, but we'll still remember those people and what they did for us.
Yeah.
Not only the men, there's a lot of ladies there as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Judy. It's a big reflection day tomorrow. I'm going to service my local one. It's always it's an outdoor service. There's all age groups, from tiny little kids, babies, right up to people nearly 100 years old. It's outside. I take my dogs along. There's horses there. There's a whole community just turns up. But there's a feeling amongst everybody that living in this country and New Zealand, Australia, the bond of Anzac Day and what has happened before, you always have to remember what happened before, so you can look forward with more energy, knowing what has happened before you. So, Ivan, you, as I said, you've been here about 11 years now. You're sort of feeling the spirit now. You're feeling the spirit, and you're working underground, mate, which is just unbelievable what you do. What's Australia or Anzac Day tomorrow? How's that going to make you feel, mate, as far as energizing yourself and on reflection of what opportunities with your business you've got?
Well, Keithy, if it wasn't for all those great heroes that made the sacrifice, well, we wouldn't be here having this conversation about all the fantastic opportunities we do have. It's to people like that you have to take your hat off and stand still for a moment and just think of the sacrifices they made. And as long as everybody just keeps remembering it and appreciates it, then things can only get better. If it wasn't for them, none of us would be able to have this opportunity, or lots of other opportunities for that matter.
Yeah. And
it's very, very much appreciated.
Yeah, very, very true. There was a number of events that happened in north of Australia that could have changed our history here in Australia and New Zealand, but due to what transpired, we're able to be here, as you say, talking on the internet to each other, hundreds of thousands of kilometres between us, and to be able to carry on our story, which hasn't finished yet for none of us. Now, Alan, I'll go to you now, mate. As I said, you've been here 40 years from England, so you've had that growing up in Mother England, which is back when the days when half the world was coloured pink on the big map, and now you're out here in Australia. What's your thoughts? Just carrying on from what you said before.
Sorry, can you hear me? All right. Well, like I say, my thoughts on Anzac Day, when I first came out here, I thought it was fun. Appreciate and understand what it's all about. And that in itself is just you getting older and appreciating, you know, like my father was there, Carol's father was there, Carol's mother was there. They all served in the Second World War. And, mate, as somebody else said, nobody really talked about it. My grandfather was in the First World War. Mate, he wouldn't tell me nothing. I mean, the only thing I knew that he was in the Manchester Regiment, and that was it. Till the day he died, actually, they would never talk about it. And it was something that you didn't ask, actually, after a while. You just let it be what it is. But you knew as you got older what it was all about. I think, like I said, when you're younger, you don't appreciate it as much as what you do when you understand what it's all about. And in saying that, you know, like it's still going on today. You got so it's never ending, and you just appreciate. You know, you live your life. Really, now the way I live my life is I grew up in Manchester while the Irish were having a go at us, and we were having a go at them. And you just live your life day by day. I plan it to a certain point, but I just do what I have to do. Motivation to me is within you. It's not something that you learn how to do. Motivation is within yourself. If I find it with what I do in work, and I find it with friendship. Friendship is not easy. Friendship, if you get the attitude, oh, they didn't phone me, and you are not going to phone them, then you'll lose that friendship. So you've got to work at everything you do. And that's really how I live my life. I just keep doing what I'm doing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But MPA to me is an opportunity. I've been on the sidelines of it for the last, 12 months. Carol's now taken up MPA. I've now put some money into MyCrytoAds. I put in some money yesterday, so I'm going to give it a reasonable shake and see what happens. And by doing that, if it works out for me, all well and good, and I can retire a lot earlier than what I do. But mind you, I'm 70, so it's about time I retired. But in saying that, I still like going to work. I still like the challenge, and I still like the excitement of getting up and going to work. So as long as I've still got that enjoyment, I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I suppose that is a bit of spirit that we've all got. But like I say, it's in all of us. You've just got to tap into it and embrace it. A lot of people sit on the backside, do nothing and expect everything to be done for them. I've never been that way. I just do what I do. And hopefully people come along.
For the ride.
Especially me. For the ride. That's it. It's a good ride. You know, hey, I've been in businesses and lost. I lost a house. Carol and I had a couple of businesses, and mate, we lost a house. But mate, you just push yourself off, start again, and off you go. And within 3 years, I built a brand new house. So you just get into it. Don't let nothing knock you down. If it does, dust yourself up, get up again.
Yeah.
Don't go in a corner and think everybody's going to come and help you out, because they're not. There's only one person who'll ever help you out, and that's you. And that's it. That's how I live.
Fantastic.
Sorry if that sounded like a sermon, everybody, but that's just the way I am.
No, very, very good. Good sentiment, Alan. Now, to finish off, I want to try and make it a reasonably quick one tonight. Just mute your mic for us there, Alan.
Yep.
So we've got a different sort of feedback from everybody, and different, like Alan's 70. Paul and Wynnum, how old are you, mate? Just to give us an age spread. You're the youngest here.
31.
21 or 31?
31.
31. Well, that's Alan's got 39 years on you. He's our grandfather figure. But you can see the motivation he's got in his mindset, and that's what the owner of the two companies we're in, Uday Nara, his mindset is very, very strong. He's focused on our business and both businesses and bringing new products in. So if the owner of the company is guided and focused and has a plan in place, then as Alan said, it comes down to the individual, that the opportunity is there in front of you. Now, in Australia, in New Zealand, as the Anzac Spirit, people have fought hard, so the land we step on, that I'm sitting on now, is a free land for us to roam around and create any opportunities we choose to, if we choose to. And Alan says the decision is internally inside yourself. I would say 95% of the people, well, it should be 100% of people in MPA, MPCA understand the opportunity. Not everyone gets it. Some people just don't see the opportunity fully yet. Maybe they've just joined and they're just working it out. But with the attitude that we've got here in New Zealand and Australia, the Anzac spirit behind you, the determination every single person on the panel's got, with the two companies Uday's created, then the world is our oyster right now. Right now, the world is our oyster. And you can either put in 10% of your effort, 50%, 70%, 80%, or 100%, or 120%. Whatever you choose, doesn't matter. Whatever you put in, you will get back. If you just want to run a part-time business with MPA, MPCA, and you put a little bit of time in every day, then you can build a business very slowly, very nicely, and have that little business on the side. If you want to make a full-time business out of the two businesses and other businesses online, then the opportunity is there for you. But you've got to go in with the attitude. And as you've heard from the stories, every single person on the panel has got a different story, which is fantastic. We're all the same company, same two companies. People watching, there's a lot of people watching, some great comments as well. We've had little bits of hiccups with MPA and MPCA, and we'll continue to do that as we grow. We're only 2 years old. We've got 300, and I'll give you the stats actually. I just did a refresh before. These get every day, they get bigger and bigger. 324,000 members in MPA, paid out $44.8 million, so nearly $45 million in 2 years. 4,700 joined last week. That'll bump back up to over 5,000 next week. And then MPCA, watch Paul hit on. Man, oh man, oh man, it's not even 6 months yet. So it's day 164 today in MyPayingCrytoAds. So that's 5 months, 5.5 months. 82,500 members in 5.5 months. That's staggering. And Uday's paid out 12,195 Bitcoins. So Bitcoins are about $1,200. So it's about 12 fours, 144. $40 million, something like that, already in 5.5 months. So, and there's 1,000 people online right now around the world. So that's another business exploding that we're all part of and have the opportunity, and just need to learn how it works. Go to the details page. It's exploding. Now there's improvements being done to the back end of the office all the time that Uday's sort of keeps us up to date with. We're trying to migrate to bigger servers because the load on MPA, as you could tell for the last 10, 15 days, has been immense with the amount of people coming into the business. So that's being worked on in the background. Improvements include a new product coming in 3 to 4 weeks, the big C logo. 2 to 3 months after that is another product, which is a localized business product, which would be fantastic, which will give every one of us the opportunity, if they wish to grow the business even more. And it's an exciting local product, local business product that everyone will relate to straight away. So Uday's planning ahead for us to grow our businesses. If we grow our businesses successfully, that'll grow his business successfully. So with tomorrow being the 25th of April in Australia and New Zealand, Anzac Day, we'll stand and remember the people who have done the right thing and made these lands free for us to allow us the opportunity which we have in front of us. It's up to us to pick it up, pick the baton up and run with it, and do with what the best we can. But the great thing about everybody here is we all help each other. We're a community within the country. So we've got a country, but we've also got a community inside MPA and MPCA, and no further away from that, from the Facebook, the main Facebook group, there's 109,000 members or something ridiculous like that. 109,000 people with the same mindset, most of them. There's a few that don't quite mate their grade. They only last a few weeks and then they get the chop because they're not the right sort of people for our company. And I'm quite upfront about saying that. Some people come in with the wrong attitude about our business and want to create some negativity. Well, we're not going to put up with that. We're not going to have anything dent the positivity of this community we've got with MPA and MPCA. So these people won't last very long. They'll get the chop from us and they'll move on to some other program, because they only want like-minded people in our programs, MPA and MPCA. All the people along here, along the panel, are all like-minded. They're one thing. They want to succeed for either themselves, their family, to make a difference in their lives, even at the ripe old age of 70, with Alan, who never gives up, down to Paul, 31, just getting going. You know, I'm 58, if I had the opportunity at 31, what an opportunity it is now. But didn't even have the internet when I was 31. It was the old carrier pigeon, tie a little note on his foot and then throw him in the air for plap, plap, plap. To send messages by that. You know, when the first mobile phone came out, it was like the size of a house brick. You probably had one of those, Alan, you know, they all carry the big brick around, you know, when you're doing the sales. So things have changed. And the next 5 to 10 years, you'll be taking a stay alive pill, Alan, in about 15 years from now, I reckon. It'll be, you just take a pill a day and you'll live to about 140, I think. So with the modern technology, you don't want to, you're only halfway through at 70, mate. You've got another 70 years left yet. So with that in mind, I know it's a bit frightening. So to finish off, I'll just go through everybody again. Considering the opportunities of how things have changed so rapidly in the last 20 years with technology and health and everything, where can you see yourself, not in, let's do a long range prediction. I will say you've got to plan early, 3, 6, 9 months, but let's do like a 10-year plan, just where you'd like to be in 10 years from now. Obviously, in your case, Alan, you'd like to be alive. So we'll start with you. And I meant that the nicest way. So we'll start with you, Alan. And what's going to happen with you? All things going well. 10 years from now, 10 years from now,
mate. Me.
I know your internet's playing up.
5 years a bit. I don't think 10 years in advance. Time, but mate, I just usually try and look about 3 years in front of where I am. I want to go to the UK next year, so I'm going to go back home for about 6 weeks. At the moment, I've got a full-time job, but mate, that could change quite easily if everything works out. Not. That's my plan. 5 years.
5 years. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Myke again first. Ivan. How far ahead are you looking?
Mate? Keith, I sort of take a year at a time, but in 10 years' time, I definitely want to be kicking back, not working in a mine anymore, being comfortable, traveling, and having a nice, easy life.
Now, I'll take this opportunity. I just want you to tell everybody what roster you're on and what you actually do when you're working and how many hours you work. Now, how old are you? Can I ask that?
Nearly as old as you, Keith.
Ah, right.
54.
54. So tell everybody, if you've got any qualms about life is hard, you just tell them what you do, Ivan.
Oh, life's a breeze, man. I work a 7-on, 7-off roster, 12-hour shifts a day or 12-hour shifts a night. Work underground. We're about 400 meters underground, depth-wise, but about 6 to 8 kilos in distance that we drive from when we go underground until we get to our workplace. I'm a fitter underground, so I do most of the maintenance and breakdowns underground, and when not doing that, I actually help the miners mine, and this is in a coal mine. It's quite full on. You're busy for about a good 14 hours a day, from at least from when you open your eyes until you go to bed, if you're lucky. It's probably normally closer to 16-hour days. So when the 7 days are over, I'm too happy to get on that plane and come home.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
And then when I get home, I still do garden edge. So that's another physical task that I do in my days off. Definitely, I am looking for an easier way to make an income, and MPA is, I'm sure, my ticket to the future.
Good on you, mate. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you. Thank you. Unbelievable. 7 days on, 7 days off, 14 hours a day. What, you're 6 to 8 kilometres driving underground till you get to your workplace in the dark.
That's it.
Smoke and all the dust of a coal mine. Unbelievable, mate. And then you come home and you've got a curbing business that you do a few jobs and you get home, mate. You're a sucker for punishment.
Desperate. I've got a wife with a big whip.
Oh, wife for the big whip. Yes, I know that wife of yours. So she'd be pretty handy on the big whip.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Ivan. Thank you very much. Just meeting you, Mike, there, and Judy. How far ahead? Alan's a year, couple of years. Ivan's 2 or 3 years. What about yourself?
Oh, well, I'm going to look at 10 years. I'll be 77, nearly 78 by then. So I'm still going to look at that far down the track. I would like to be able to help a lot of people who are less fortunate than myself, and along with our children and our grandchildren. But there are a lot of people out there that can be helped, so who probably don't have the ability to do this kind of work, but they would like to have some financial help as well, and I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
that's what my goal is.
Okay, absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Judy. All right, NG, how far ahead are you looking, mate? Can you think 10 years ahead where you want to be?
Well, mate, hopefully we'll still be doing these webinars, mate. Consistency.
You're kidding, aren't
you? But yeah, after hearing what Ivan does, man, that's hard yakka. That is really hard yakka. So I guess I'm fortunate to be in the position I am now. I mean, it's only taken 12 months of my life that I really put my head down, and it's totally flipped. MPA and MPCA has totally changed my life, as you know, Keithy. So, I mean, if I could give one bit of advice to everyone that's sort of just, upcoming, or they've got a little bit of their account, there are 300 or 400 packs or whatever, right? I would just say, just commit 110% and go all in. Commit 110%. Like Alan said, okay, it might work out, it mightn't work out, but at the end of the day, you know that you've given 110%. If you wake up every morning and you give 110%, you go to bed at night knowing that you gave 110%. You do that long enough. Like for myself, when I got on that plane and I seen you, Keithy, I just went all in. I did it long enough, and I'm like, that's all I have control over. I did it consistently for 12 months now. Look at me. I'm in that position. So it's available to everyone. If you just, commit 110% to it, eventually one day you'll get what you want.
Yeah. Well, it comes back to attitude. Everybody on the panel's got it, and you actually made the commitment. That's what you said. You made a commitment to get stuck in, and that's all you got to do. Just got to say, yep, right, get stuck in, we're going, and then you put all your energies into it. But you also, obviously, you learn as you earn. That's our motto too. You're learning every day as you're earning. I learned some stuff today about videos and some of the packages and some bits of the website. Every day you're learning stuff. So just got to keep motivated as you are, mate. So well done. Thank you very much. 110%, 120%. Good on you, NG. Now, Paul in Wynnum. How far ahead are you looking, mate? You're a family man. You're a bit younger than everybody. What's your thought process? Interested to hear your view, mate.
I've got a few roadblocks that I'm trying to knock out of the way, which is slowing me down, but I'm not letting that stop me. That's all part of motivation, I guess, but I'm looking ideally 4 or 5 years for a lifestyle change, living arrangement and all that. Ideally, I'd like to move out to the country with my family and do some exploring around Australia. That's where I want this whole thing to take me. But like some others have said, it would be great to take some people along for the ride and share, because there's no use being greedy if we can help people along the way. And that's what we said. I guess it's been the theme, hasn't it? over here in Australia, that's what we're known for, helping each other, getting together. That's pretty much right, mate. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, awesome, mate. Thank you very, very much. We'll finish off with the older Paul of the two. How far ahead are you looking, Paul?
Well, in 10 years, we'll probably have the senior ad clicking will probably be in by then. We'll be in webinar 547. I'll be having my 55th wedding anniversary, and I'll probably be taking my 12-year-old daughter for her, looking forward to her wedding on that day. Between, well, golly gosh, as NJ says, we get up each day and we work at this business 110%. Been doing it now for 2 years, and I hope it's still around in 10 years' time. We're doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's changed or affected all of us, and people watching. Got some great comments about how people are being affected, what they appreciate, what they like. There is no doubt that I woke up yesterday and I was down the dog park at 9 o'clock in the morning instead of being at a job, because I have the opportunity that's been created. But I've worked hard at it for 12, 18 months, but I've still got a lot to do. I'm still nowhere near the goals I want to achieve. Next 5 years for me are still full on working, but smartly, working smart, not hard. That's the other thing. You've got to try and work smart, not hard. And if you can get that through other people, the knowledge of other people in our organisation, our companies, if you get help from them, you learn from others who are doing it and copy what they're doing, then your goals are achievable. There's no question about that, no question at all. So we do have a fantastic opportunity right here at MPA and MPCA. Everyone's buoyed by the same attitude. We've all got different backgrounds, but we're all in the same direction. We're going forward at different speeds. Some of us are fast, some of us are slow, some of us are all going in the same direction, which makes it a great journey. And as young Paul, as opposed to old Paul, has said, just help people along the way. And that's, people want to know what you're doing. So I'm just making a bit of part-time money on the internet. Oh, how do you do that? Well, let me show you and let me bring you into our family of online marketers. And some people will stay and some people won't. And as long as you're happy with that, just help the ones who want to stay. Don't focus on the ones who don't. They're just going to take your energy. Focus your energies on the one who want to go forward with the journey with you. Now we've got how many got? 324,000 people on the journey at the moment in MyPayingAds, and 82,000. So 324 and 82,000 is about 414 or something like that. 408, something like that. So give it another few weeks, be 420, 430,000 people. The combined companies all heading in the one direction. Will be 500,000 soon. By the end of this year, it'll be 600,000 or 700,000, all heading in the same direction. And the momentum creates energy. And once you get involved in a group that's got tons of energy, you get energy as well. So we all look forward to getting up in the morning, except for Ivan when he's working underground. We'll be thinking about you on the next shift roster, Ivan. Bloody hell, when you're 400 metres underground, I'll be up on the top, having me coffee and me toast with the two dogs, but I'll be thinking of you, mate. But you're on the right road. You're focused and motivated to get out of that situation, and that will happen for all of us. So just thank you very much, folks, for your honest feedback tonight, of a bit of an insight into your own lives. So just unmute your mics to say goodbye on the call now. We're on the way. We're finished now. So it's been a fantastic hangout. It's a special day for everybody in Australia and New Zealand tomorrow. So all the best to everybody. Ivan, Alan,
Good night,
Judy, Angie, Paul and Paul.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Paul.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good day tomorrow.
Yeah.